second day of camp this week, so got off to a decent start yesterday. Obviously, a lot of things to work on. Hopefully, we'll see some improvement today. I had a chance to go through the film and straighten some things out. Guys getting used to being in pads and a little different fundamentally, especially on the interior lines. But receivers getting hit and DBs jamming them and run force and so forth. So, um, you know, just keep stacking these days together and give it a little time here and see where we're at.
Bill, yesterday I heard you reference when Bill Russell visited the team about 20 years ago. What do you remember about that visit, and what do you remember about Bill Russell?
Yeah, no, it was great. Bill's, great person. His comments on leadership, teamwork, unselfishness, and all are outstanding. Very close to Jim Brown, so I got to know him through Jim. Both great people.
Bill, are you happy with where you guys are right now at this point in camp?
One day into pads, we got a long way to go.
Coach, you have Patrick Chung out here yesterday, had a long lineage of Leroy, Harrison. What about that position has kind of evolved to the point now you got 4 or 5 of those kind of strong safety types that are playing a lot?
Yeah, I mean, Pat was pretty versatile. Pat did a lot for us. And we'll see how other players do. Each player has his own style, and certainly the game's changed a lot through the years, from Lawyer to Rodney to where we are in 2022. But look forward to the group that we have. I mean, it's a good group, a lot of experience with Devin, and younger players like Bledsoe or Jabril, who hasn't been here. Not that he's a young player, but he hasn't been here. And then AP and Doug. So it's pretty deep group, pretty strong group, and exciting to work with those guys. We'll see if we can get them all out there together and see what it looks like.
We saw you working with the offensive and defensive line for one-on-ones yesterday. Can you take us inside that process, like first day of pads, maybe what you're coaching them, what you're working on with them in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember. There's a lot of different plays, so whatever I saw on that play, I don't know.
Is there like a general, fundamental element that you're...
Yeah, there's a lot of fundamentals. Absolutely. That's really what offensive and defensive line play is 80% fundamentals. Recognition, anticipation. I mean, taking the talent part out of it, that is what it is. But there's communication, anticipation, and reaction. But I mean, you line up that far away from the guy, it's all over in a hurry. The fundamentals are critical. Wide receivers, DBs, they line up 7-8 yards away from each other at times. It's a whole different game. Sometimes they're nose to nose too, but they just have a lot more space.
We saw a couple guys come back off of PUP yesterday. Do you expect James White to be able to participate today or sometime this week?
Yeah, when he's ready. Yeah. That's not my decision. When he's ready, he's ready.
So what have you seen from Devin Asiasi now in his third offseason? How much progression have you seen from him now?
Yeah, Devin's made a lot of improvement. I think he's made a good jump this year as well. He's put in a lot of time, a lot of hard work, and I think that's been reflected in what we've seen in the off-season program and spring practice and so far in training camp. So physically, he looks good. Mentally, the experience that he's gained and confidence that he's gained, you can see that. So. We'll see how it goes as we get into competitive situations, and now that we're in padded practices, we'll see all that comes together. But he's tracking well.
Bill, with the construction coming along inside the stadium, have you and Cam at all started to talk about how different things, including the wind, could impact the kicking game as soon as this season? I know it's not done until next year, but there's a lot of progress.
Yeah, no, we've definitely talked about it. When we're able to get into the stadium, we've had a lot of concerts and activity here. But when we're able to get into the stadium and start kicking, which is either today or tomorrow, I forget here, but and then we'll practice in there on Friday. That'll give us some opportunities to work on it. Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll definitely affect the game and certainly affect the kicking everywhere, but especially in the closed down or the open, whatever end that is, the far end, lighthouse end. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. It'll be a factor.
Going back to I think the answer you gave Andrew last week about pick both, is that why there's more value, increased value on having a smart kicker like him that can handle all those new factors that are going to come into play?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot to it. Yeah, I think that's a big advantage for him. But I mean, there's a lot of good kickers, in the league. I mean, ultimately, it's just about performance and production. So, and Nick's had a lot of it.
On the subject of kickers and production and performance, Jake Bailey being extended, I guess that says an awful lot about his performance and production his first few years in the league.
Yeah, it's good to get that worked out. The way that the system, the NFL salary system works in his particular situation is a little bit unique. We haven't really dealt with that before. But, ultimately with Jake and, his agent, Doug Hendrickson, we were able to work it out. So it was good to get that done. But it was sort of on a unique situation that, took some time. But they were great. We had a great communication in our lengthy, talks through it. And I think everybody's, we've arrived at a point that everybody's comfortable with. So it's good to get it done.
Bill, what have you seen from Mac the past week?
What have I seen from him?
How do you think he's?
Yeah, I mean, look, we had one day in pads out there. Like I said, we got a lot of things to work on. Everybody, the passing game we worked on last week, we were better from Wednesday to Saturday. But this week's kind of a different type of game. Early downs, runs, play actions, things we didn't work on last week. Some things look good. Some things, we got to clean up and execute better. So we'll see how it goes here. We'll string some days together and see where we're at. I think you can evaluate based on one play or, one period, and that's really about all we have.
Players were saying that Devontae Parker has been a really nice fit on and off the field. What have you seen in that respect, and what's maybe led to him gelling here naturally?
Yeah, well, we got a long way to go. Yeah, Devontae's made some really good plays. Some of the things we're asking him to do are, maybe different. I don't know exactly what he, did in Miami, but, we had some coaches down there, Chad and George, that, have been here before, but I don't know how similar that is or isn't. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, he's shown up, positively through the spring and through training camp. But, again, we'll see how everything all fits together. Good to have him. Great to work with him. We'll see how it goes. It's a very competitive position at receiver. There's a number of players there that have all been productive either here or in previous years that are back with the team, or shown up in the camps that we've had so far. So we'll see how all that sorts out.
Bill, going back to the defensive line, how has Henry Anderson looked coming off of his injury last season so far in training camp?
Good, yeah. Henry was a full participant in the all-season program. He did everything from day one, all the lifting, all the running, all the drills and everything. So I think that's all done with.
Bill, we haven't seen
Final question, guys.
We haven't seen Brian Hoyer for a few days. Do you expect him back soon, or is that looking like a longer-term thing?
No, I'd expect him back fairly soon.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
All right, great. Thank you.